Hello everyone, my name is Jades and I am vlogging here from Austin, Texas, and I'm your new Saturday vlogger. So it's very nice to meet everyone. I'm really excited to be part of the Weight Loss Diaries community and just very keen on the opportunities that this will create for me to help you guys, and also the help that I know I'm going to receive from being part of this group. I am, of course, on a weight loss journey, and just to fill you in a little bit about me, I have gained and lost weight, yo-yo dieted all of my 20s. I'm 28 years old, just turned 28 in September, but I have yo-yoed all of my 20s and for the latter part of my teens as well. And my situation is that I can definitely do a diet. It's not difficult for me to even go on some of the most strict plans. What's difficult for me is what happens when I go off plan and go back to my real life. I've always had a big difference between what was a plan and then what I actually would live with. So this time I've decided to not go on a diet, but to create a lifestyle, as cliche as it may sound, but to create a complete lifestyle wherein I live and do everything as a fit and healthy individual. And I'm customizing all of my food, exercise, plan of eating, etc. into a plan completely unique for me and something that I'm truly living, not just doing and then will go off once I reach a goal. To do this, I am incorporating several different tools as far as what type of exercises and what foods I eat, and different support things that I'm doing. So I'm sure you'll learn these things about me as we venture on. But I wanted to give you a quick introduction and say it's very nice to meet you. I'm really excited to be part of this group, and I really look forward to finding out more about everyone else. And if there's ever anything or you have any questions about anything I say, just please message me and I'll definitely get back with you. This week's topic is very near and dear to my heart, sugar. I do have a unique perspective on sugar because I am what is called sugar sensitive. In the course of changing my lifestyle, I noticed some non-optimum reactions I was having to different foods, and this led me on a path to get my allergies checked and blood sugar levels checked and all sorts of different things like this. And there were several discoveries, and one of them is sugar sensitivity. Sugar sensitivity is reflected in how my blood sugar responds to food. And the short of it is that someone who is sugar sensitive or allergic to sugar has a very different response to food than someone who isn't. I can show you a diagram of two people that eat the same amount of food, or sorry, not the same amount of food, but the same food. One person is not sugar sensitive, so this would be the not sugar sensitive person, and you can see it's just a regular pattern. You know, when you eat something, the blood sugar levels go up, obviously, then you secrete insulin, they go down. You eat something again, they go up. Very typical. Someone with sugar sensitivity eating the same foods, their blood sugar levels look like this. So you can see the peaks and valleys are a lot more drastic. In order to combat that, I've had to change my lifestyle, and I'm still learning how to change my lifestyle. There's, lots and lots of information. I'll show you two books. This book, Potatoes, Not Prozac. This woman, Kathleen DeMaisons, has a PhD in addictive nutrition. It's an amazing book. I've seen other videos this week by some of the other ladies. This has so much information on the link between depression, anxiety, learning disabilities, bipolar, any sort of mood or behavioral complications or difficulties you may be having, and the nutritional basis. I am such an advocate of this book. I was always aware of the links between how you feel and what you eat, but I didn't realize the scientific basis that those beliefs held. And this book has helped me tremendously as far as showing me that there's actually a physiological aspect to how I was feeling and what was going on, and that there's something that I could do about it. And I feel so much better since I've implemented the things that she recommends in her book. Even if you're not sure if you're sugar sensitive, there's little diagnostic tests that you can do in here to see if you are. And it is just amazing. I mean, the book is amazing. And don't think that it's just, oh, you know, I don't care about sweets. I'm not sugar sensitive, because I hate candy, hate donuts, don't like cake. Worst thing ever is like frosting. But refined carbs and man-made carbs, essentially refined carbs, having trouble losing weight, you know, there's a list of things that could be a sign that you're sugar sensitive, how your mood is affected when you eat sugar. So it's really worthwhile checking into this book. Another great resource is Syndrome X. Burt Berkson, I've personally seen this doctor here. Amazing studies. This goes into a whole bunch of very thorough information about insulin and sugars and how it affects the body, and can be different levels and can be detrimental for different types of people and different body types, and how you can use your diet to cure some of the ailments that are brought about by sugar sensitivity. So another highly recommended book. So for my particular case with sugar sensitivity, it's best for me to just not have it. I do much, much better when I completely eliminate it. And it's actually not all that difficult for me. When it gets difficult is when I have just a little. Like this week I decided that I could have some ice cream, and it was sweetened with agave. And I said, yeah, I can have this in my house. It's agave, it's no big deal. Well, agave is still sweetener, and I ended up eating the entire thing of ice cream. So for me, every time I try to pretend like I don't have sugar sensitivity and bring foods into my house that have a high level, I can't just have a little. If I just want a little, I need to go out and buy something like in an ice cream parlor, eat it there, leave it, and come home with nothing. It sets myself up for failure every single time if I bring something like that in my house. So it might not, you know, work for you, or that might not be the approach that you need, but I am motivated to not eat sugar, because when I do, the day or two after, even like 3 or 4 days, I actually will kind of feel hungover, I feel groggy, depressed, moody, I just don't feel good. And the difference that when I don't eat sugar is I'm bright, and I'm happy, and I'm on purpose, and I feel really, really, really good. So that's really motivating for me to want to eliminate it from my diet as much as possible. If I'm just dying for something sweet, I do eat fruit, which the more you eliminate man-made sugars from your diet, the sweeter fruit itself gets. And I also will use stevia. Agave, I know, is popular, but agave is made through the same process as tequila is made. So it goes through a distilled process from the cactus, and then agave itself is actually harvested from a fungus. Then I've noticed that it can trigger a desire for more sweets for me. So I'm actually staying away from agave as well. I think for me, also I have some yeast intolerances, so because it's derived from a fungus, like how it's harvested, it's not the best mix. However, stevia, it is, you know, harvested from a plant. I've actually grown stevia. My mom used to grow it in our garden, and she would sometimes actually just take it out and stick it in dishes. So it is like almost an herb, like basil. It looks kind of like rosemary or something. But anyway, I use stevia if I really am dying for something sweet, if I'm on plan. So that's the story of sugar with I. And just as a side note, I'm a complete advocate for whole foods. So I would never use Equal or NutraSweet or Splenda. And if you are trying to get those things out of your diet, but you want that sweet Coke or that Diet Coke or anything like that, I was just at Central Market and I saw that they are now selling colas like Sprite and Coke and all that kind of stuff sweetened with stevia. So they're no calories and they're essentially Coke, but stevia sweetened. So that might be a really good option for someone who still wants your Coke but doesn't want the sugar or the artificial sweeteners. Of course, if you had to choose between artificial sweetener and just regular sugar, I would definitely just go with the most unprocessed one that you can find, so the regular sugar. The more unprocessed and natural state you can find and eat your foods in, the better. So, and there's many studies on that, so I'm sure you don't need to even really go into that. Okay, I hope this helps, and I look forward to hearing from y'all. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Saturday.